How's it going, guys? It's Cole with See-Through Panel, doing a short video because my reading has slowed down a bit of late, but I happened to just go back through Mesmo Delivery by Rafael Grampa, published by Dark Horse, and really enjoy it on a reread. It is unfortunately pretty out of print. Originally, you can kind of tell over this annoying sticker. It was only $10 from Dark Horse, but this is pretty out of print. I know you can find it on eBay or places like that for anywhere between like 15 to 30 bucks, so it's really not too bad if you don't mind getting a used book. And it's definitely worth it because the attention to detail on the cover is actually even more so inside the book. It does have interesting French flaps, which I never noticed, which are pretty nice. But just a little soft cover book. I know they put out a hardcover as well if you want to look at that. I'm not sure the cost of that. But colors are by Rafael Grampa and Marcus Pena, and letters by Rafa Coutinho, and everything else by Rafael Grampa. So he's inking himself and doing some of the colors as well. Brian Azzarello does an intro for the book, which is really nice, and just mostly an art book, as you'll come to see. But Rafael Grampa has a very cinematic sense of storytelling, a very, very hyper-detailed style that reminds me a bit of David Rubin in the way that he shadows and things like that. The story is just two men delivering a shipment on a truck and stopping at a truck stop, getting into a fight. It's basically a fight comic. But I really love the design on both these people. You may have seen Rafael Grampa on The Golden Child with Frank Miller. That is the only other sequentials I know that he's done. I'm not sure if he's done much more than that, but I really wish he had. I think he makes most of his living outside of comics, which makes sense. He's a very, very skilled artist, as you could tell. It is a bit unfortunate that we don't get anything more regularly from him, but as always, I'm not going to spoil the book. I'm just going to flip through the pages, so if you get visually spoiled, maybe check this out digitally if it's available. I don't read a lot digitally, so I'm not sure. I love his sense of white lines here uses over the black, like you saw in the bird at the beginning. Really cool. Really interesting perspective as well for underneath. The whole thing kind of revolves around the truck, which is interesting, and the story's a bit of a mystery that doesn't really get answered. It's kind of an ethereal story. It's not really the point of the story. Big burly main character, or one of our two main characters. But yeah, like I said, it's basically just a fight comic, and all I really want to do here is show off the art. Really nice lettering. I think that's in the art. I can't tell if that would be a letterer doing that or not. Possibly, actually, now that at second glance, I think it might be. But yeah, I really just wanted to show off his art because it's very, very unique. The only thing I could remotely compare it to would be David Rubin. He does a lot of cover work too. Very cool. Over-the-top action. The guy takes off a fake hand, puts on a huge hand. Like I said, this will be a pretty short video. I just wanted to show off. It's a pretty small book, really easy reread, and I decided to rake this video on this one because I felt like I hadn't put a video out recently, and this was a nice, short, easy reread, mostly just fighting and action. So, easy to digest, easy to flip through. Nice lingering bit at the end that I won't spoil. The story's kind of a mystery, like I said. But yeah, if you guys know any artists to compare this to, I would really like to know, because the style is something I'm really, really a fan of. And I cannot think anyone, at least in American comics, that looks like this. But let's see if I can get to some more interesting first-person perspectives. Going through with our main character here. Perspective out the back of the truck. Like I said, you get a lot of shots from the perspective of the truck, and I think that's definitely on purpose. The truck is kind of our main set piece. Really cool fight scene with this other character here. Lettering gotta be in the art here. I've gotta think that it is. It seems so purposeful. Very gory. A lot of visceral action. Kind of some gross out parts. Interesting. See here, you can see the guy coming up closer to the camera into his mouth, and then see the blade going through it, which is just, I'm surprised I haven't seen something like this before in comics, actually. Really, really cool use of panel layouts and perspective. And then continuing on the next page, so I'll be flipping through to the end here just to show off some of the pages. Really cool ads in the world in a completely different style. But I really want to show off this bird motif that goes through from the beginning. I love the white lines on the bird. Kind of looks like his jacket. It actually kind of reminds me of this character in the design, which is interesting. Oh, I like that piece of, there we go. Got a tooth sticking out of his hand, drops it, next page. Bird picks it up, flies away. Then we fix onto that bird for the end. Almost a movie-like outro with the credit built into the panel there. And then you get some bonus stuff with Mike Allred, Eduardo Risso, Craig Thompson, and Fabio Moon. So Allred, Risso, Thompson, and Moon I especially love. Such a departure from the other styles and from the main style of the book. You get some of the making of and the character design and the set design. Some commentary as well, which is always awesome to see. I'm not sure if the hardcover has any other content that's not in this. Couldn't tell you. See, this almost just looks like David Rubin to me, right there. A little bit more shaded than Rubin, but still just the only thing I can remotely compare him to. And then actually you have a nice self-portrait here with a bio of Rafael Grampa. Really, really cool design. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It's nice to just flip through every once in a while because you're not going to get a whole bunch of Rafael Grampa art and anything else, unfortunately, besides The Golden Child, which I have not actually read yet. I'm just aware of his art in it. I'll probably read that eventually. It sucks, as I said, you're going to have to get it used. Mine has some stickers on it and stuff. But it's worth it for the book. I don't see it coming back into print very soon. I mean, it's not very sought after. I'd never see anyone online talking about it or anything, but I would really check it out. Maybe you can grab it for below $20. It'll be worth it for sure. Especially if you're into this really hyper-violent fight comics. So, if you guys know anything that about Rafael Grampa and other works, or just what you would compare his art to, so I can look at more stuff like this, I would love to know in the comments. I really, really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Peace.